Good day, everyone. I am phytotherapist Yusuf Abdurrahman, the founder of Back to Nature. The topic of discussion today is causes of ailment. So, in this topic, I will be talking about 10 rules guiding the food we eat. And this is going to be part one of this topic.
From the research carried out by the World Health Organization, they discovered that we are getting all these problems mainly from what we eat, what we drink, and what we inhale. So that those are the major places where they discovered that the issue of these health challenges is coming from. So because of that, I highlighted based on the World Health Organization's rules too, that these rules, if we are able to follow it as regard to what we eat, that we are going to get our problem solved, and we will be able to prevent a lot of all these chronic diseases. So one of them is food mixture. What I mean by food mixture is this: if you want to eat, if you want to eat any kind of food, make sure it is that particular food you eat. Take for instance, now in the morning, I want to eat rice. We make sure you eat rice. Don't say I eat rice now, oh, so and you also have another type of food again beside. You now combine that food again at the same time. So those kind of those combination will rather harm the body system. So I want to eat rice, I eat rice. So and once I eat that rice, it's not good, because this one do happen, especially when we are having occasion. We will get there, we want to eat rice, we want to eat semo at the same time. So you now say, okay, give me semo. Immediately you finish that one, you demand for rice again. So the mixture of that will later give you problem. So that is why whichever one you want to take out of the two, you take it and you make sure you eat it and remain like that. Then secondly, out of the rules is eating between two meals. What we mean by eating between two meals is that if you eat now in the morning, allow that food to go out of your stomach. The stomach is processing it. Then allow that stomach to rest. That is why processing that food, allow it to rest at least for 3 to 4 hours. That is, you should not eat until you are very hungry, until you are hungry. Let me say that. So that is, if you eat rice now, let it be in the afternoon or when you start feeling hungry. So that hungry you are feeling is indicating that it is a signal. The body is telling you that the stomach is empty. You need to take something into that stomach. So then you cannot take any other thing into your stomach. But you are not feeling hungry, you just decide that you just want to eat, or you see somebody eating, then you just decide to take food again. That one also will also harm you, and it will even harm the stomach too, because you are not giving stomach rest. So if you are giving your stomach rest, then one will be able to live long. In one book, the name of the book is Earth in Your Hand, written by David Dragora. They interview a man there. The man lived 106 years. So then when they now interview him, the man say, in order to live long and healthy, that you should eat only when you are very hungry. You should eat only when you are very hungry. So the meaning is that if you are not hungry, you don't eat. So if you eat, that food will rather harm one. So thirdly, eating to full stomach. The meaning of this is that if you are eating, you make sure that you don't fill the whole of the stomach. We have the stomach, okay, not to waste our time. So the stomach, once you are eating, make sure you try as much as possible to divide your stomach roughly to 2/3. That is, 2/3 of it should be filled with food. So the remaining one should be left like that. So the reason is that once there is food in your stomach, automatically the stomach will release a chemical known as hydrochloric acid. So the function of this hydrochloric acid is to act on the bacteria to help in the digestion of the food. So it will act on those bacteria and it will break down all those, your food into small pieces that will be easy for your body system to absorb. Now, if you now fill this stomach up to the last end, that is the last end there, we call it esophageal valve, because when you throw food into your stomach, we have the esophagus. After the esophagus, then there is esophageal valve. before getting to the stomach. So if the food now fill up to that level, now that chemical, I mean that hydrochloric acid there, what is known as acid reflux will easily occur. So acid reflux always lead to what is known as a heartburn or ulcer. So if you are eating, just make sure that you don't fill up your stomach. So either both food and water, you make sure that it is not filled up. So because the esophageal valve will be touched by those hydrochloric acid and will start feeling heartburn if that persists. Then fourthly, chewing food before swallowing. So this one too is also very important. If you are eating food according to the rule of thumb, though it's not something that you now be counting in, they say, based on the research, they say if you are eating, make sure that you chew the food 20 times before swallowing. So the meaning of that is not that when food is in your mouth, you will now be counting it 1, 2, 3 up to 20. So the meaning is that you should make sure you chew the food very well before swallowing it. So because digestion starts from your mouth. So if you are eating food, as you are chewing it, there will have enzymes there in your mouth. So they will be acting on those food. Immediately, I mean, those enzymes, the type of enzyme you have in your saliva are not present in other part of the body or in other part of the gastrointestinal tract. So once you miss that opportunity there, once the food miss that opportunity there, there's no anywhere else you're going to get it. So that is why they strongly advise that if you are eating food, once you put it in your mouth, you chew it. While chewing it, that saliva, make sure you turn it very well in your mouth before swallowing it. So that is why when eating fruit, you say you should chew it. If you blend it to make it a fruit juice, they advise medically that as you are drinking it, you make sure you turn it in your mouth before swallowing it. Because if you are just drinking juice, you are just drinking it, so the food will not work properly as much as for you to turn it in your mouth before swallowing it, so as those for those saliva to be able to act on those food. So meaning it is good for us to chew food very well before throwing it in. And secondly again, that in your mouth, these teeth here are not just there for it's not just there for design. So they are meant there for the food to be chewed. So but most of us, we make some mistake and error when we take in food like that, especially when it comes to the issue of meat and kpama. That's where we do have a serious problem. So maybe the meat is half done or the kpama is very stubborn. So after eating, we saw that we could not chew it into small pieces, we decide to swallow it. Sometimes they say sọnù our line ní sọnù ìyá yà lọ mi ni they say ìyá yà lọ mi ni. So rather wọn á ní ká ọlọ́ọ̀nù máa lọ. So there is nothing like pé ọlọ́ọ̀nù máa lọ. So once you cannot chew it, the mouth, the teeth there is meant to chew meat or any strong thing like that. So once you cannot chew it, so the best is for you to throw it out. So once you throw it in, it's going to create a problem for you in future. But some of us, if they tell you it's going to create problem for you in future, they'll say, no, I've been eating it for many years, nothing happened to me. And at the same time, you say nothing happened to you, you'll be saying you are having headache, you are having so. Will a particular ailment or disease tell you that this is the cause of what is happening to you? No. You just discover that you are having one problem or the other. And at the same time, you might later even develop issue of kidney or liver at the end of the day in future. So will that problem tell you that it was as a result of what you have been eating abnormally? So that is why it's good for us to base our knowledge of eating, to base our eating based on the knowledge, not just I've been doing it, or some people have been doing it and nothing has happened to them. So already eating meat, according to the research, eating meat, the meat will move from stomach to the anus for about 3 to 4 days. So considering about 98.2 degrees Celsius of the temperature of our internal body. So meaning that those meat there will just get rot. So already that is if you even chew it from mouth. Now thinking of now you just swallowing it. The hydrochloric acid of concentration of 4.5, that is the concentration of acid, is not enough to chew, to break that meat into pieces, because we are not carnivorous animal. The carnivorous animal, the hydrochloric acid there is 1. which is the same thing as that of the battery. The acid of those our car battery is 1. Now that of our stomach is 4.5 to 5. So now that 4.5 to 5 is not enough to chew meat, but the carnivorous animal, that is why it is easy for them to swallow meat. So once they eat meat, the concentration of acid there that will be released there is 1, so it is easy to chop it up. But for us, once you are swallowing it, you are creating a very serious problem to your health. Now,
So let me stop here for now and watch out for the continuation of causes of ailment. So where I'll be discussing the remaining part of the 10 rules guiding the food we eat. So before you close, don't forget to turn on notification for more update on the continuation of this topic, and don't forget to click like, subscribe, and lastly, don't forget to share for the benefit of others.